Unless you've been living under a rock for the last few months, you've no doubt heard about AI. It's in the zeitgeist, it's absolutely everywhere. And there's a lot of fear, a lot of trepidation, and some downright anger when it comes to AI and music, especially, both from music fans and from the artists. If you're one of those people that thinks that AI is going to ruin music, I've got news for you. It's here to stay. Is this a bad thing or is this a good thing? I'm going to tackle this hot topic today. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Crayson, and you're watching Music Mentions. Today, I am going to piss off a lot of people. This channel is not afraid of controversy, and there isn't much more controversial topics in music these days than the topic of AI-assisted and AI-generated music. So put down the coffee, take your blood pressure medication, and hang on while I dive into this rather touchy topic. First, a little background. AI music creation is just using artificial intelligence to help create new music, to manipulate or modify existing music, to do things like remixing music as well. AI music generators use very complex algorithms and huge databases of music to create new compositions. These algorithms analyze things like rhythm, harmony, melodies, and other inputs, other variables to come up with something completely new. But certainly not everybody is happy about this new technological development. This is actually considered an existential threat by many artists, critics, and fans in the music world. These people are arguing that AI music really threatens the originality, the creativity, and the soul of human music. The real fear that they express is that AI is just going to replace humans in making music in the future. They're also concerned that AI-generated music won't have the emotional depth or the artistic expression that could only be provided by a human musician. We're going to have non-music or computer music invading our lives, and this is really going to suck. First of all, I think AI is going to help musicians save a lot of time and effort when they're creating their compositions. They're going to be able to use AI to generate ideas, to find chords, to come up with great chord progressions. They're going to be able to use AI in things like mixing particular tones, remastering. AI seriously can be used in a lot of different phases of the process of creating songs. I think this is really going to help artists to speed up the rate of compositions while still maintaining that artist's stamp of originality on the music. This is going to help musicians to free up more time to focus on things like lyrics and their performance. In a recent video, I was talking about AC/DC's Back in Black as one of the best sounding rock records of all time. There are numerous stories over the years after that album was released of new bands or very young bands going to the producer and saying, hey, we want you to make this album, our new album, sound like Back in Black. That's how much people really appreciate the sound on that album. Well, think about it this way now that we have AI. Potentially, what you're going to be able to do is tell the AI, hey, here are the tracks. I want you to mix them, apply effects, and even master these tracks together in an album and make it sound like Back in Black. I don't think this is beyond the realm of possibility. Imagine how many hours of effort it would save the producers and the musicians themselves from trying to get that sound that they really want on that album. AI is not only going to save the artists time and effort in creation of songs and albums. I think AI is a massive opportunity in terms of creativity for these musicians. These tools that are going to be available to musicians are going to really open up a lot of possibilities for them. They're going to be able to explore different genres, different styles, different instrumentation. Really, it's going to be limitless. So think of it as an artist's palette. It's going to be expanded with a lot of different colors and possibilities. Through this expanded creativity, we're going to end up with expanded inspiration. I really believe this. Artists get into a rut quite often. I'm an artist, let's say, and I'm creating folk songs. At least I've got AI to give me a head start, give me ideas for songs, give me a place that I can jump off of, and I'll take it from there. It could just be in that idea generation, but there's going to be a lot of inspiration that's going to be generated through the use of AI tools. And lastly, I think AI, as far as us music fans and music lovers goes, boy, this is going to be radically different from what we know now as music consumers. We're going to be able to use AI to design specific playlists for us. Hey, I'm in the mood to rock for the next 45 minutes. Give me a playlist of great songs that I've listened to before. I want you to start off with something fast and intersperse it with mid-tempo songs. You're going to be able to create playlists like this just very, very quickly. That's going to be a lot of fun. Or just tell the AI something like, hey, I want to hear all of the Steely Dan songs that are under 5 minutes long that were created before 1975. For whatever reason, you could create that. AI is going to help music fans with recommendations that are going to be much deeper than what we have now through Spotify and through music sites. It's going to give us a lot of different ways of having a lot of fun with music. Look, I'm still an album listener, and I love listening to album sides all the way through in the sequence that the artist intended, or the album all the way through. But the idea of having playlists very specifically designed for certain activities or whatever, without me having to spend a lot of time curating those playlists and understanding that the AI understands my taste, which is really important. That AI is going to be trained on what music you like. AI is going to help a lot with recommendations. And I think a lot of stuff that is recommended now, yes, through Spotify, through Tidal, through Qobuz, whatever streaming platform you use, or whatever music site you visit, you can get recommendations. But I think the recommendations that are going to be coming from AI are going to be very personalized. I think that they're going to probably end up approaching closer to what we really love versus what we have now. So those are just some of the arguments that I have to support the use of AI in music generation and also for the music fans and music consumption. Now, there are still some sticky issues when it comes to a lot of ethics and a lot of legalities around AI in music. And I think all of those things will be sorted out with time. Record labels are going to want their pound of flesh. And yes, I'm aware that record labels also don't want to pay any royalties out. So if they can get a computer to start generating hits for them, I think they're going to do that. Are they going to completely jettison human musicians? I don't think that will ever happen. I think a lot of the challenges posed by AI will be eventually addressed through things like regulation and education, making sure that artists are compensated. And here's something I think that a lot of critics are overlooking completely. In the history of music, technological innovations have been happening continuously. The biggest one, obviously, being recording of music in and of itself. Before, there was an ability to put music onto something physical so you could listen back to the performance. The only way to hear music was to either play it yourself or go see it live. That was a big technical innovation that completely changed music. Since then, there have been countless innovations. I hate auto-tune, but hey, people use auto-tune very creatively in a lot of songs, especially in the hip-hop genre and in EDM. We've got things like drum machines, tape loops, we've got artificial reverb, artificial delay, we've got distorted guitars played through a guitar modeling system. Technology's been used to help artists create great music for decades. And now people are going to complain that AI is bad for music because the technology is too powerful or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. If you have a gut reaction to my commentary in this video, or you're one of those musicians that absolutely detests AI, I want you to think hard about this. Did you detest that phaser pedal that you used on your last track? Did you detest the vocal doubling that was automatically done when you sang your last vocal? Did you detest all of the fancy microphones and the audio interfaces and the computer systems? I mean, come on, where does this end? AI is just another tool. So now I'm just going to touch on an important aspect to all of this, which is, well, if AI is generating music or helping in the generation of that music, by its very nature, that music will no longer have a human personality, a human soul. If you recall, a few months back, there was this AI-generated track by a guy named Ghostwriter, whoever that was, put together this track, and it sounded like Drake and The Weeknd. It blew a lot of people's minds. The song was called Heart on My Sleeve, and it actually generated millions of plays on Spotify before it was found out that it was an AI song and subsequently had been taken down. Now, did you listen to that song before you knew it was AI and you thought, yeah, it was pretty good? A lot of the commentary around that song was, hey, this is a better Drake song than some of Drake's latest songs. Is the possibility that AI is going to create better songs than human musicians? Is that possibility real? Well, I think that's as real as it gets. You release a song and people love it. They don't know it's AI. We're only at the beginning. This is going to go much farther than we are now. And AI is going to be making much better songs than Heart on My Sleeve. So you can see that the future is going to be pretty mind-blowing. Now, will I listen to AI music knowing it's AI music and really enjoy it as much as listening to physical graffiti? I can't tell you. I honestly can't tell you because I haven't heard anything done by AI that moves me to that degree. But I am 110% convinced that that type of AI generated music is coming. And we're going to have to come to terms as music fans on how we're going to deal with it. Another thing that I want to mention here is I think there needs to be some kind of regulation that applies to artists and to the record labels to clearly note whether what I'm listening to is AI generated music, AI assisted music, or purely human music. I think that would help a lot of people, and I think it would help dissuade a lot of that anger and that angst that people feel right now that they're going to be somehow cheated by the record labels, thinking that they're listening to a human artist when it's nothing more than an AI algorithm. We are entering uncharted waters here. Artists are really going to leverage this to help their creativity, help them save time and effort in making the songs, and helping to make more songs. Don't you want more songs from some of your favorite artists? Any tool that will help to bring that next release date up a little bit, I think that's a good thing. And I know that the music quality itself is going to be very, very good. At the end of the day, in 10, 20 years, we're going to look back at this time when AI was just starting to get unveiled in the music industry. We're going to look back at this time and we're going to think, what were we so worried about? We are truly beginning a new era of musical expression, and I can't wait. Thanks again, everybody, for watching me and my channel. My name is Paul Crayson. The channel's name is Music Mentions. If you like this kind of commentary, want to see these kind of videos, you know the drill. Give me a like, hit the notifications, hit the subscribe, and until next time, see ya.